Trejo. He's from the Grand New Party, partnered with Steve Cara, Angela Regas, right? Is Angela in it? No, I thought she was. Never mind. He's got these little rhinos here. They're pretty cool. You squish the rhino. And Shane's a writer. He's a patriot. He's a freedom fighter. So please give him a hand.
Thanks for having me, guys. So I'm with the Grand New Party PAC. Just to explain, Grand New Party is a play on Grand Old Party. So we are not a third party, but we're a fully Republican organization. What we do is we support the best of what's in the Republican Party. So what we're focusing on is at the local level, the school board races, the county commission races, the state house races. So we want to support the strong conservative fighters who've been elected and then help swell their ranks. So we all know it was a rough midterm for us. We lost the governorship, the House and the Senate. But the good news is that we have more strong conservative patriots at every level than ever before. So at the school board level, we've overtaken school boards across the state, got more people elected in the school board level than ever before. County commission level is the same thing, and at the state house level, it's always just been a couple of lone voices in the wilderness. But now we have a dozen or so people who are standing strong, who are strong conservatives, and who won't fold under the pressure. So what we're organizing as in the House, what the conservatives are organizing as in the state house, is the House Freedom Caucus. So the Michigan Freedom Caucus, very similar to the one that is at the congressional level in Washington, D.C., a group of liberty-minded lawmakers who are holding the line and standing strong, not just against the Democrats, but against the rhinos as well. So we see a lot of backroom dealing. House Minority Leader Matt Hall, he's taking the deals, he's encouraging other people in the Republican caucus, so elected Republicans in the state house, he is encouraging them to take deals with the Democrats. So that every time you see something horrible being passed, whether it's the budget, the $87 billion budget that is the biggest in history, or the LGBT Civil Rights Act that gives transgender people civil rights. So if anyone doesn't say if you don't want to hire one of the people who are transgender who may or may not be doing weird or perverted things on the job, you will be sued into oblivion. So Republicans supported that as well. Republicans.
Red flag laws.
What was that?
Red flag.
Red flag laws. Republicans supported that. Gun control. Matt Hall voted in favor of one gun control bill. So there's many. Corporate welfare is another one. So Republicans, they go on the other side of the aisle. They cut the deal with Democrats, and it's a musical chairs game because one guy will take the hit for this bill, a couple will take the hit for the next bill. They all play their role, but we're driving a wrench through that entire miserable system. And we're supporting the good guys. So we have good people who are elected now, and they need our help. So much of what we do as activists, it seems like we're in a circular firing squad all the time, fighting with other Republican activists, and some of the fights need to be had, but it seems like a lot of them are just decent people pitted against each other, either over petty differences or unwittingly or something or another. So what the Grand New Party PAC wants to do is organize people around fighting what is at the heart of the evil system. So what we did was we had a conference call recently with Representative Jim DeSena, who is a member of the Michigan Freedom Caucus in Lansing, and also a member of our board of the Grand New Party PAC. John Smith was on there as well, and what we did was we exposed the House Republican Campaign Committee. Who here has heard of the House Republican Campaign Committee, or HRCC? Okay, so a couple. So an HRCC is the slush fund that is used in Lansing to give money to different candidates. And hypothetically it'd be a good thing because it's presumably there, allegedly there, to help Republicans win elections. So to keep the House Republican so that we can defeat the Democrats and blah, blah, blah. But what it really is there for is to buy off lawmakers. Republicans, is to dangle money in front of them so that they will play ball with the establishment. So if you look at the money that they gave in the last cycle, it was to a representative named Jack O'Malley. Jack O'Malley was arguably the most liberal, moderate Republican. He got more than double what any other Republican did in the HRCC. And when he was campaigning, he actually sent out to his Republican constituents he had campaign literature that had him and Gretchen Whitmer smiling on the cover. So that's what that money went toward, was the pro-Whitmer Republican. Look, he's so moderate. He's just going along to get along. He's not one of those crazy conservatives. No, he's willing to reach across the aisle and help Gretchen Whitmer. And he got almost $1 million from HRCC. Then he lost. That seat. So money down the drain. So what did the HRCC do in response to that? They realized, oh, we have to be more conservative. We have to give conservatives something to really rally around and be excited about. Is that what the HRCC did? Of course not. What they did was the exact opposite. They hired Rick Snyder, former governor, who was the head of Republicans for Biden. He's their new lead fundraiser. Who's their second lead fundraiser? A guy named Bill Parfett. He was head of Republicans for Whitmer. So he was rallying people for Whitmer less than a year ago. And now those are the guys that are in charge of the big money power in Lansing. So this is what we should be outraged about. Of course, there's local stuff to be outraged about, county stuff, but as Republican conservative activists who want to break up the power structure and think of what keeps the Republican Party from doing its mandate of strong conservatism, of this. What is it? It's the HRCC and groups like it. So what the Grand New Party PAC does is fundraise to offset what the HRCC does. So we know there's some of the good guys, they're going to be in primary battles, they're going to try to knock them out and replace them with moderates and liberals and weak Republicans who will toe the line with the special interests. We're going to be there to help the Republicans who stand strong, make sure that they are reelected, and make sure that their ranks are more after this next cycle in 2024 and beyond. So check out gnppac.com. There's some flyers out front. I have some more flyers as well, so I'd love to give you guys a flyer, give you guys some more information, give you my card, to get you engaged with what we're doing, because what we want to do is promote the best of the Republican Party, build up the foundation, build the farm system, make sure that people, if someone's good at the school board level, then when they run for a county commission, they'll be supported, and they show that they've proven that they stand strong. When they're great at the county commission level, then they go run for state house. We know they're going to stand strong. They have that record. So that's what we want, is politicians who have the courage, show that they have the courage to stand strong against this corruption. So check out gnppac.com. I will be happy to give you a flyer, and if you want one of these too, we have several of these rhinos squish toys. So whenever you are pissed off at a rhino, you can just squish this thing instead of doing something that might be bad. So awesome. Look forward to connecting with you guys.
Can you let everybody know about all the events that you're presenting for the electors? Why don't you tell them the elector story?
Okay, yes, great point. So as we've all heard, the 16 Trump electors are being charged with a multitude of felonies. Basically, if they're convicted of all the felonies that they're charged with, they will be serving life in prison for the crime of standing strong against voter fraud. So tomorrow night we're going to have an event in Oakland County. That's going to be for all the money will go to a project that's going to raise a lot of money for all the electors. So we'll have one tomorrow, and also there's going to be one for Hank Choate.
Yep, Jackson.
In Jackson, and what day is that?
That's at Meckley's, by the way. Yeah. That's the 17th.
So August 17th at Meckley's for Hank Choate, who stood strong. So there's going to be definitely different ways for you guys to support the electors. So get involved, help these people. When our good guys do the right thing, stand strong, we have to be on their side. They can't be on an island. So there's going to be opportunities to give, and they're going to need your help, because if they lose this case, that's the end of the rule of law. That's the end of any sort of fair elections. I mean, we're hanging by a thread now, but that's going to be the final death blow of our elections. What?
It's the end of free speech.
It is the end of, yeah, the Constitution, the end of free speech. It's very, very, very Orwellian what they're doing. So we have to have their backs, we have to stand strong, and we have to support these guys. So the 17th is probably the one that's closest to you guys, so be there at Meckley's Farm. At Meckley's, okay, at Meckley's, and support elector Hank Cho, and we'll have, pay attention to what's going on with the Grand New Party PAC. We're gonna have some big developments in, over the next week about, how we're gonna be not just raising money, but raising awareness of what's going on, the plight of the electors as well.
Just one thing I wanted to bring up, you said some of the rhinos supported the LGBTQ civil rights. Let's be clear, those people already had civil rights. It's written in the Constitution. What this was really all about is nature pours a vacuum. And we've been getting rid of Christianity out of society for a very long time. This is the way to bring atheism into society. So it wasn't about civil rights for them. They already had civil rights. It's about getting their ideology shoved down their throats. That's what it's about.
100%, yeah. Civil rights, quote unquote. They just want to give more government-backed protections to, these weirdos, and it's just, you're going to be seeing, there's going to be these people who show up on the job and do sexually deviant things. They're not going to be able to be fired, and then if you try to fire them, you're sued into oblivion. They call you a bigot, and they destroy your life.
Yep.
So that's what we're headed towards.
What time is it again at Meckley's?
5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Just nice to see that at the end.
All right. Any other questions? Yes.
Screw
How
Michigan.
many Republicans supported that bill?
The transgender civil rights one, I believe it was 3 or 4. I don't have the roll call vote, but I can get that to you. But
Some did.
I
But
feel
some-
like it was 4.
okay, yes, probably 4. But some absolutely did, and like I said, it's a musical chairs job. So for this vote, there'll be 4 who takes the hit. Then the next bad vote, there'll be 3 who takes the hit because that's what the special interest wants. And Gretchen Whitmer will, and the Democrats will give some handouts, some little pittance to something in the district that they can
just need a
take.
few to
Yeah,
turn the
it's
vote.
disgusting.
And so they
It's
just need a
disgusting.
few.